But what I'm saying is this is year one, so we're gonna need guys that see a long-term vision with this.
Yeah.
Right? If guys are coming in here like, I want all this type money and this and that, this might not be the spot for you.
It's not happening.
Right?
Yeah.
We're looking for guys that are willing to come in here, grind it out. Of course, we're gonna look out for you, but we're gonna expect you to, to come in and buy into what we're doing.
Right.
Welcome to the very first Tampa Bay Titans podcast. I'm your host, Byron. Today we got
Dominique,
Rob, and Darryl Hepburn in the building. What's up, fellas?
What's up? What's up?
What's going on?
Good, baby.
What's going on? I know you guys are used to seeing us, with the Tampa Florida pickup basketball. And I'm sure at this point everybody has heard the news that we went ahead and made that move and purchased a pro basketball team. So we're going to bring pro basketball back to Tampa and really make some noise in the city. But I wanted to do this podcast today just to kind of do some introductions and kind of get this thing rolling. So you see we got Dominique Lee here. He's actually the president of the Tampa Bay Titans. Then we got Rob Geier, who is the head coach. And then we have Darryl Hepburn, who is the general manager. Going to be basically running the show here with the Titans, with myself and everybody else up here. So yeah, man, really excited about this opportunity and looking forward to making some stuff happen. So with this first meeting, I really wanted to just kind of get the introductions out the way and just let everybody know that, you guys are part of the back office. And then I wanted to kind of show you some of the things we've been working on, like kind of pull up the website, kind of show you the jerseys that we're working on and kind of just, showing what we got going on. But yeah, has anybody got anything they want to add before I open up the laptop?
Well, I want to say this, man. Just being born and raised in Tampa and, coming up, playing ball in Tampa my whole life, leaving, going to college to play, going abroad, playing in 15 different countries, and then, coming back home and doing everything I do now. It's a full circle moment for me to be involved with something like this because I feel like it's going to make a huge impact across Tampa. So I'm proud to be involved with something like this, and I think our potential is through the roof to put a brand of basketball out there where we're going to have the whole city supporting us. So super excited.
Yeah, your name's been ringing in the basketball community for some time now.
It definitely has.
With the Tampa Bay Pro Combine and then with the pre-draft stuff you've been doing.
Yeah.
So, we already know you're well connected in that space, so I'm excited to have you on board and to kind of see what you can do to help this thing, stay going.
No, definitely. I feel like, honestly, when we originally talked, man, we talked about all of those things being tied in to this opportunity with the Tampa Bay Titans. My number one goal is developing players, from a on-the-court standpoint, off the court, and then essentially placing them in a position where they can, transition from college to being a professional. So this is another one of those opportunities, where we can potentially place guys and then when our season is over, place them in another job and then just repeat that. So it's all tied in with everything I'm doing already with pre-draft, with the combine and things of that nature. Excited to be able to bring guys who already, in some of my programs to what we're doing with the Titans.
So, Rob, we've been talking about this for
months now.
Yeah, 7-8 months.
Yep.
And it's actually here. I mean, I remember you and Ken actually came to me and said, "Hey, man, you ever thought about the TBL?"
Yep.
And Ken said that because I had done a meeting. Remember, I had done a meeting with the pickup teams.
Yep.
And he was like, "Yo, you run the way you did that meeting was like better than what I was dealing with the Titans." He was like, "You run that professionally." He was like, "You need to do a team."
Yeah.
And I was like, you remember what I said? I was like, "Nah, man, I'm good. I got too many things. I got the real estate. I got the insurance." And then I mentioned it to D, and D's like, "You're doing it." I was
Yeah.
like, nah, I ain't doing it. He's like, nah, you gonna do it.
Yeah.
And he just knows that because he been working with me for years, so he just knows how I am. Like once I get going into something, it's just.
Yeah.
So I had a couple conversations about it, and then to be honest with you, a lot of this Tampa Bay Titans talk and how we are where we are right now has to do with you stepping up and
Definitely a catalyst for it, for
yeah,
sure.
and coaching those two teams, and I told you, I said, listen, if you could show you could do well with the teams. Of course, we already know what happened with that. We won 2 championships. I said, I'll look into it, and that's what happened. So
You guys went undefeated.
We lost 2 games the entire season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bryce Beamer,
With both leagues.
Yeah, Bryce killed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both leagues, yeah.
You know, Bryce in Finland right now, playing in Finland.
Man, he playing this dude.
he's balling out too.
He has to get busy.
Yeah, when we putting together our list of guys local, I think we need to have a wish list, and guys like that got to be on the list.
Yeah.
And when we going out to go raise money to support what we paying our players, that's what we got to factor in. So we got tier 1 to tier 3 to tier 4 guys. To me, he's a tier 1.
Oh, no
Oh, yeah,
doubt.
but yeah, I did
I
definitely,
just
yeah.
broke down like 20 minutes of filming my podcast about it.
Yeah.
He's proving himself out there. He dropped, second game of the season, he dropped 41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just a baller. I had him
Yeah.
around during the whole pre-draft process with my guys, and he was killing.
Yeah.
And, you know, and he's supposed to. He been a pro for 2 or 3 years now, and most of my guys was rookies, and that's what he's supposed to do. But yeah, he one of those guys who I think locally, from a guard standpoint, we got a lot of good local guards.
Right, yeah,
I
definitely.
think the challenge for us is going to be
Big
making sure we
wings.
got some anchors down in the middle to, give us some support from a rebounding standpoint, a low post presence, and things of that nature. So that's going to be the challenge for us. But locally, we got some really good guards that's going to be able to compete with any
Anybody.
guards in the TBL.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing about Bryce though is Bryce plays the right
Right
way.
way.
Yeah.
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 You know what I mean?
No doubt.
He's a selfless player. You know?
Winning basketball.
Yeah.
This is a guy that's
Yeah.
going to take charges.
Hustle,
This is a guy that's going
rebound,
to
all that.
offensive rebound.
Yep.
But then he's also going to knock down threes.
Yep.
He's going to hit the mid. You know what I'm saying? Like Bryce is a guy you want on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes good decisions. He's a high IQ player. So there's a reason why he's in Finland,
Yeah.
Right.
making money. So.
Yeah. So another kid is in Finland in the same league with him that went to my alma mater that was here during pre-draft with me this year, Zion Dobbs. He was a transfer from James Madison, went back to my college. I played at a D2 in West Virginia. So he finished his career at a D2, but he in the same league as Bryce. And he putting up some numbers right now too. So, but yeah, man, wish list with some of the guys that we want.
Yep.
Maybe the first 10 guys is who we really want. The second 10 is still some really good players. But I think we go after those first 10 first and we try to make that happen.
Yeah, and I agree.
Yep.
So, GM, head coach, and we got the president, Dominique Lee. So, Dom's been a guy that has been with me since day one, supporting everything that, I've been doing and we've been doing. So it's only right that, it transitions right into this next project that we're doing. And then Dom, he's a baller himself. He's known. He's not a pro guy, right?
Do a little bit, though.
He's an ex Division I athlete. He was a football player.
Oh, you play that?
I played since Connecticut State.
Oh, okay.
I played at a small school called Waldorf. So
Okay.
Yeah. So he comes from a football.
All 4 years?
3 years. Last year I left.
Okay.
So I was like, this ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was schooled there for 4 years, but I played the last year I didn't play.
Okay.
Last year I didn't play, yeah.
And he got a brother that was pretty good too. He went to Memphis.
Yeah, in Memphis, yeah.
He's a running back. They a football
Little
family.
brother?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we got a good start. Good start. I like to call it the dream team here. We got a good start to what we're doing. I got a lot of respect for each one of you guys here. So I know what we're capable of doing, and I wouldn't have said let's pull the trigger and make it happen if I didn't think we was gonna make this Tampa Bay Titans
Right.
thing. And the thing is we not we're not doing the Tampa Bay Titans to just be average. We're doing it to win. Like, I'm talking about year one. You know, we've had these talks.
Right.
Like, we're trying to come out the gate, like, you know, as a top team in this league.
Yeah.
Right. And I think with the talent and the infrastructure that we have, I think we shouldn't expect nothing less. Right. You know, and you know, I want to set the tone by saying that, like, right now, like, we trying to win. I don't care what nobody. Nah, we ain't 2, 3 year 2, 3. Nah, it's your first year. No, we're trying to win right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the bar is going to be set at. So, so yeah.
I think a key word to use is couple words: culture,
Right.
and then standard. Right. Long as we keep that at the forefront of how we want to, you know, run this organization, from you being the owner, president, head coach, GM, culture and standard has got to be our number one priority no matter what. And it can't come in the way of nothing personal with nobody. Long as that's the bottom line, we going to make it look like you made a great investment. Because you spent your hard-earned money to do this, and it ain't cheap. And we got to make sure we maintain a culture and a standard. It starts with us. Players got to understand it, and that's just what it got to be. So I'm super excited because I got a bunch of ideas. I also think the foundation for what we're doing got to start in the community. I do a lot of community outreach. That's how we're going to get the city to really hop on board with what we're doing. So put a good standard, a good quality of basketball out there to where the brand of basketball that we got, the city going to gravitate to it. We don't have a professional team, so we're in a good place with that.
Right.
Yep.
But also what we're doing in the community, you know. So I can't wait to get started because I just got a bunch of ideas that, you know is going to resonate with our long-term goals with making sure this team is around for the next 10, 20 years. And, you know, I think we got the opportunity. The sky's the limit with what we can do. I was talking to Coach Rob earlier before the camera started rolling, just about us having the potential to maybe turn this franchise into a G League team, you know. And that's far-fetched, but at the end of the day, that's just the way I think.
Right.
And in the Tampa market, we got a baseball team, we got a football team, we got a hockey team. We don't have a basketball team, and we love basketball in this city.
Right.
So an NBA team is far-fetched. A G League team is not.
No.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Big three even.
Something like that. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So if standard and quality, culture, all of those things, if we just keep that on point, then we got a chance to do something like that. And that should be our goal. You know, we don't have a professional team, so the way we run this organization, man, if we can keep those things first, the sky's the limit with where we can take this. And I have some other ideas to, when the season is over, you know, just saying August, we didn't win the chip, but we had a great team, right? We can go international. We can go back to your home country. We can play some exhibition games against some professional teams and give our guys an opportunity to be seen and get contracts overseas. We can go to Japan, where I played.
Right.
We can go to Korea, where I played. And, you know, we can take exhibition teams, our team, maybe it's 10, 15 guys.
Right.
From what I anticipate with us trying to get the support of the city through sponsorships,
Right.
that can fund some of our trips.
Right.
The goal of those trips is for us to get our name out more and then also place our guys. And that's going to come back around on us because when the players sign with us, they're going to say, damn, this is an opportunity to play in the TBL. And the reputation for this league is some good organizations, but it's some that's not so great, right?
Right.
I think the main thing the players care about is an opportunity.
Right.
And they care about, okay, am I going to have a job after this is over? You know what I mean? So that's something I think we can provide. I think that's got to be in our business model. It's not just about the 6-month season. When those 6 months off, the other 6 months kick on. Maybe we do more community outreach in those other 6 months. And then we do more stuff like this because we can do the exhibition team stuff all the way up into October.
You remember we got the TBT. That's going to be in
TBT
there
as well.
We got the TBL Summer League. That's going to be
Right.
there as well.
Yep.
So yeah, there's definitely a handful of things we could do to keep things
You already
rolling.
know the whole basketball world is in Vegas in the summertime.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Right.
all July,
Yeah,
August.
me and him
Yeah.
are both out there during summertime.
Yeah. I usually go out to summer league for 2 weeks, minimum 1 week, but we can definitely do some engagement stuff during that time too. That might be when we put together our tour team. You know, in case some of our guys leave and go play somewhere else, maybe we go to Vegas and we do something for our team where we can take guys from out there and add them to that tour team.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, to touch on the sponsorship stuff that you were saying, you know, I think that the guys that we select, I mean, we're gonna have some tough decisions to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Tampa's got some. I mean, there's some
You
hoopers.
got some
here.
hoopers for sure.
And there's a lot of guys. I mean, if you check the DMs of the Tampa Bay Titans DM and the Tampa Florida Pickup Basketball DM, there's guys that are reaching out like with resumes. I played here 4
Resumes,
years. Started 3 out of the 4 years.
I was all
Division I.
conference.
Yeah, I was all, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's some boys that really want to play. We're going to have some options to choose from. But at the same time, you know, we got to be mindful that this is year one. We're not a franchise that's been here 15 years and has been doing this long. Granted, TBO hasn't been around that long. But what I'm saying is this is year one, so we're going to need guys that see a long-term vision with this.
Yeah.
Right? If guys are coming in here like, I want all this type money and this and that, this might not be the spot for
It's
you.
not happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're looking for guys that are willing to come in here, grind it out. Of course, we're going to look out for you, but we're going to expect you to, you know, to come in and buy into what we're doing.
Right.
And this isn't a vehicle to, don't quit, you know, the guys that are locally, this isn't like quit your day job type thing. Right? This is something to help you get exposure, to help you keep playing basketball, so maybe you can get a job overseas. You know, TBL isn't quite there yet where guys are making that type of money. So this is a vehicle to kind of help you get into the G League maybe, or to get overseas, or something along those lines, to get you an extra opportunity for even for the GM or for the head coach or for any of these other positions. You know, eyeballs are going to be on us. You never know who's watching.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to carry yourself, you know, with professionalism at all times. You don't know if a G League team going to reach out and say, hey, we like what you did down there, Darryl, with Tampa. Come give us, you know what I'm saying? Come get an interview here. Greenlight just got that. He just got that call.
Got that call right there.
He got that call 2 days ago from who? The Big Three. Big Three reached out to him. That's a
big time.
major
That's
call.
huge, yeah.
And I told him, I said, listen, you deserve that, right? You've been doing this for years. He's one of the OGs when it comes to the videography space, right? So I'm proud to see that he got that call. And they're going to give him an opportunity to work with them on their media staff. And he deserved that.
That's big time.
That's a big thing. So expect that as we move forward with this. But it's all going to start from, like he said, having the right standard, having the culture, having the right people around. And that's, you know, with the players. You got to, you know, if you want them types of opportunities, you got to come in here with an open mind, willing to grind and just, you know.
I had a couple ideas on how I think we should do the tryouts, knowing that we're going to have an influx of people reaching out trying to play for us, right?
Right.
A lot of riffraff. Y'all know what I mean by riffraff.
Yeah.
Guys who don't even deserve to be on the
Ain't
court.
qualified for real.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I think we need to have 2 minimum, maybe 3 sessions of tryouts. We got to go through these profiles. And the guys that you just said, who we know had a 4-year college career,
Right.
they going to be on that back end tryout.
Right.
Guys who ain't got that much experience playing, maybe we put them on a first or second tryout.
Right.
Those guys are playing for a chance to be invited to that
Next
third
trial.
tryout.
Right.
And that goes back to what I said about standard. We got to maintain a certain standard. I remember when I was putting the Tampa Bay Pro Combine together, some of those early talks and meetings with like Fran Fischella was about the standard and how, you know, if we targeted X amount of players, they got to be some guys, they got a resume,
Right.
guys that can play. You know what I mean? So, you know, we ain't going to be able to get all stars, but I think as long as we can get guys who got experience, who done played this game, then we putting a good product out there. But with those tryouts, we got 150, 200 guys. We're going to have to break that down into 3 different tryouts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe on the back end tryout, that's the guys with with a lot of experience. And then on the front end, it's the guys who don't have much experience.
No resumes.
Guys from LA Fitness and whatnot.
Right,
And then
right.
we got to make sure we locked in and we give those guys a chance to prove that they deserve to be in that last tryout.
Right.
Yeah.
You see them at different dates, or
Yeah,
one day and different.
Different dates for this reason. We did one day. We're going to have to spend more money on being able to staff the people that's going to carry out the workouts, because you know, I'm gonna be on the court with you, helping you as much as possible. But we're gonna have to bring in some other people to help us. So we running a tryout that's worth the money that they paying. I don't want nobody to feel like they got slighted.
Right.
So I have some ideas for that too, that I want to incorporate my resources with House of Athlete, and we run our tryout like a combine. You know what I mean? So when the players leave, even if they don't make the team, they feel like they got something from it.
Right.
So that's how I think we need to do it. It's strength in numbers for sure, but it also waters down the standard and the quality if we got a bunch of guys who can't play and then you mix them in with guys who can play. That's not a good look. So I think we should go about it that way, where, you know, we go through each profile and we say, you say, Coach Rob, nah, this dude right here got to be in our first trial. You know, he ain't got no experience. He might be a dog still, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we got to see that. We got to see you on the court. And then guys who got a super resume, some of their ass might not be able to play now. They might have been on the couch for 2 years. You never know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But at least we know that they got the experience to where, all right, you done put in the work, and this is a fraternity when it comes to this basketball shit. Like, if you play the game, then you in the fraternity. So some of those guys got to go on the back end of the trials, but I think that's how we got to break it down, because with these TBL teams, there's always a bunch of people trying to try out. Like I remember Basil had 100 guys in there, and he mixed in the riffraff with the guys that can play, and it just didn't look good.
Right. So, all right, let's say, I mean, we're projecting 300.
300, yeah, about
We're
300.
projecting about 300 people to show up there. Right, so we go through every single profile, and the guys that have no resume, they go to that first trial.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever date that is, we choose or whatever it is, but they go to that first trial. From that, say there's 20, 30% of them that we take. Say we take 30 or 40 of them. The 30 out of that 100, or what, the
30 out of 100.
yeah. Say we take the 30 out of the 100, then they go with the other guys, which would be the second
to the second trial.
the second
Right.
trial.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
now
at
you're
no cost.
okay.
No cost. We at least know how they play, so we at least know we're gonna
Okay.
have some guys that can play in that second tryout.
So now you combine them with the ones that got the resume already. They played D1, they got the resume already.
Right.
And then from there, we narrow that down, and then those guys come
Training
to
camp.
them guys go to the third trial or the training camp.
I think the third trial should be the training camp.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
So what is the training camp?
No
Is that multiple
guaranteed
days?
training camp though,
Right.
right?
Is
So
that
it's like-
multiple days?
Yeah, I
That's
mean
like
we
a
can
month.
give them
That's like 2 weeks. Like the NBA training camp is 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But that's all day, every day for two weeks?
They go 2
It's
a
not
day.
all day. We just would have to have a schedule. So like
yeah.
we're gonna be able to use my resources at HOA.
To do training camp.
Exactly. So like you might be in the weight room for the first part of your day. You on the court, back in the weight room, back on the court, and then we do some competitive scrimmages.
Right. So
But time-wise, though, too.
yeah,
because
time wise, how does that look? Time wise, because these guys working jobs still.
Nah, for sure. So just let's use an example. Just let's say we're gonna only do 10 days of training camp, right? For them 10 days, if you serious about playing, you got to commit to this. Now, maybe we give some guys a longer rope than others. The guys who we know we want on the team, they get a longer rope. Guys who still trying to prove to us, you got to make a sacrifice and show up, because I've done that before, bro. I've been in those shoes where, you know, even when I had a job, I hadn't proven myself yet. I had to show up. I had to be there. This is a part of your responsibility if you want to play on this team, you know. And if you don't show up, that's a strike against you. We're not telling you that it's mandatory, but if you don't show up, the next guy up might get in front of you, and that's just what it is. So I'm thinking if we do a 10-day training camp, Monday through Thursday.
How many guys? Because we start with 300. We start with 300. How many guys you
I
think?
think about 30, Rob.
max.
10%.
Yeah,
Max
like 30. that's a lot. Because
Then we
gotta
still
choose.
gotta cut half of them. I was about to say.
Yeah, because they're gonna filter themselves out.
because it's
Yeah,
already
That's
getting
another thing
too
that we're
rigorous.
gonna notice.
Right.
They're gonna filter themselves out. We're gonna figure out who really.
wants to play.
And I can't wait to see that because just like we putting a lot
And we're
of
gonna
pressure.
film the whole thing.
You have
too.
30 guys, and then like, let's say up to 30, like 10 drop off.
Right.
Or like, let's say half drop off.
Right.
Then would you
already
have
got the
guys that you
team.
have on the back burner, like, all right,
I think we keep a database for all of those players. We keep a database for guys who didn't make that final cut, and we say, hey, bro, we really like you, but we finna go with these guys for now.
Yeah.
But stay by the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we have another 10 or 20 guys that's on that list.
Somebody drops, we call them in.
Yeah.
so what you say?
By the end of the 10-day
no,
training
go ahead.
camp, we have our 15, right? That's,
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah,
was
no.
saying.
Yes, that was a question I was gonna ask.
So yeah, okay, yeah, that's all right.
How many players do you think we should
15.
have?
On the
You think
team.
we should have 15 guys?
Yep, and then Basil told you he only traveled with 8, right? We got to do a great job of going to get
Because he
sponsors.
only was paying 8.
He was only paying 8. So to me,
He had
Probably
12 on the
10
team.
probably.
traveling,
No, he had 12 on the team total.
Okay.
4 of them were practice guys, not practice
diem.
guys, but they were on the team, but they were
diem
paid
to
for
play.
they were paid for play
okay.
with the 4. And then the guys that he actually had on salary, those 8, he traveled with. And he just said that that's this business, that's how it was with the financial situation he was with.
That makes
he was
sense.
in. Yeah.
That makes sense. That's why we got to offset some of that, and we got to be pushing for sponsorships every day. Every day. We actually got to, this got to be something that all of us got to be willing to invest a lot of time
Right.
on and sometimes money, because this is going to make our job a lot easier.
Right.
You know?
So you know what sponsors, I mean, we talk about this, but you know what sponsors are going to want to see? They're going to want to see us playing winning, solid basketball.
Entertaining basketball.
No riff-raff,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Good, solid basketball. And they're going to want to see us, you know,
In the community.
in the community.
Yeah.
Those are the two things that sponsorships are going to want to see. So like us doing this podcast once a week or once every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
where they can put their logo up here and we can do a commercial for them.
Yeah.
All right.
This is what they want. We're going to be on TBL TV, right?
Yep.
You see Maggie, they said, Byron, if you wanted to host a podcast,
Good.
we'll air it on TBL TV. Well, guess what? TBL TV, guess what that is? That's in 160 countries,
Oh, that's what's up. Okay.
right? So he gave me the opportunity because they came here and they said, you guys are obviously operating different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? They sat right there in the seat y'all in and they spoke with us. So they know the quality that we got. So our sponsorships, winning basketball,
Yep.
but then also community engagement, like you said.
Yeah.
Has to be. yeah.
And then when you come to the games,
That'd be a show.
there's got to be attention. There's got to be a show. It's got to be entertaining
Yep.
to come to. So it can't just be basketball. We got to have entertaining personalities. We got to have good coaching. We got to have good representation all the way around.
Yeah. No.
You know. So
Yeah. Yeah.
When do you think about starting the tryouts? Because we've been pushing that back for a while now, right? First
needs to
start
be
was
like-
well, it's
October.
because every other team has already done their
Right,
trials.
right.
So, let's do one before Christmas. Cause I can lock in. I got my high school gym, which is right next to HOA, and we can still incorporate using HOA. I just want to keep the numbers.
I think we should do it like in January.
Want to do it January? Okay.
Yeah, before Christmas,
Okay.
people are traveling and
Okay.
it's just.
But how you want to pack 2 tryouts in? Like this is tough. If we
Yeah, gotta
think
be
about
like
the January, like everybody starts operating January 4th, 5th.
Yeah, I think
Right,
the first, second week of January, I think, and that gives us enough time to really push the marketing,
Right.
Yeah.
to really get that
I
ad
agree.
out there, and just get as many people to pay
Also-
as possible.
Also, too, with that right there, right? Remember, you still have to go through the resumes one by one by one.
Yeah.
It takes some time too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then,
then
we gotta
shall
put
we
time
start?
on that.
but
And then we got a
shall
lot of
we
interviews
start-
to do too. There's a lot of people that have reached out, the doctors, and we got a lot of people
Yeah.
that want to be a part of this that I want to get in front of.
How you guys think about starting? Like once the website is up, we put like the tryout form in there. Sign up
Yeah.
for tryouts here. Upload your document right
I
there.
already
But
got
we
it.
gotta start collecting
I'ma show
those
you.
now.
I'm gonna show you.
I'm gonna add that to my website too, to the Tampa Bay Pro Combine
Wait,
website as
hold
well.
on. Wait, let me see what I'll show you.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So we gotta
okay.
start collecting them resumes now.
So
Yeah.
I got it. 'Cause
Yeah.
you gave me the idea about the resumes.
Nah, for sure.
said,
Nah,
yo, this-
that resume is key because it's gonna save us a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? We can just look at a resume and know right out the gates, this dude ain't ever played. He averaged 4 points in high school. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to know that.
Yeah.
And if you lie, we're gonna fact check you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the resume is just gonna cut our work in half. We gotta have it.
and you gonna cap it out somewhere? The number of guys to try out? Like 300 is the maximum probably, or
I don't
I
know.
don't know
think-
about that.
Yeah.
'Cause we got a chance to make $100,000 doing that.
Thank you.
That's going to be
We
great
need-
to offset some of those costs. So
We
I
need
think,
that. Yeah.
long as we stick to
Let us
that model I
mess around and
told
bring
you,
500 people out.
yeah,
Come on, man, because you got Tampa has never had nothing. Like, you got Tampa, you got Clearwater, you got St. Pete, you got guys coming Lakeland, you got
you got
guys
the whole
Brandon.
Central Florida. You got Orlando too. You got
on.
West Palm
These
Beach.
boys gonna reach out here. There's no
Other guy
teams.
from Miami reaching out.
you're gonna have
He's
to
gonna
have,
try,
you're
bro.
gonna have
Yeah.
probably whole 3 tryouts for real. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this week you got whatever you said, these 100 guys.
Yeah,
And this group,
Yeah.
the next week has to be the next group of guys. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
And
just a little worried about like
time-wise,
Devin's situation. You know, the
What?
further we push it back, do they sign with other teams?
Well, we're gonna have enough players.
got- yeah.
I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Devin signs, you know. That's
this-
bad.
it's just
but,
one
you know.
example, but
No, but
how-
I spoke to Devin, but Devin's not a good example because he's here. He's a Tampa
it's just
guy.
one example. It's not about the
Yeah.
personality. It's just I'm worried about we not getting the top 10 we want because we're pushing it back too far.
Nah, okay, so
Know what I'm
all right,
saying?
so-
Yeah.
all right, so I hear what you're saying, but what I think is, as long as we get the ad out there and we put a date out there, guys can put it on their calendar and know that it's gonna happen. I
Yeah,
think
but that
that
should happen soon though. Because
Yeah,
right
but-
now we like if you think about it, we 4 months away from
but
the
it's-
season, we 3 months away from
right, but
training camp.
but it'll be rushed though.
Nobody knows about the tryout night.
Right, but it'll be rushed though because we don't even have the jerseys, we don't even have the location yet. It just granted we can get it, but it'll be rushed. And I don't want to. I want to do it quality. I want to rush. We don't have the staff in place. This is our very first meeting.
yeah.
We just introduced everybody. We haven't even introduced everybody online yet. It just would be rushed. I think if we did it December, we could do it. If we push to do it, we could do it on December.
The good thing about it is what you just did with those 2 leagues. You already got a foundation with players. I got players. You got a big name in the city y'all got a big name in the city with what y'all been doing from a media standpoint. I think locally, we know who we can go
Yeah.
touch.
Yeah.
And let's think about this too. And I love Devin, and I love Q, and I love Nas, and I love Vern, the kid Draco, to name a few. These guys ain't earning major overseas.
That's
This
right.
opportunity is better than that. It is
Stateside,
because
I
we
mean,
care about them more.
Yeah.
And my goal and our goal is TBL, we locked in, but guess what? Look at these other ideas we got for you guys. We're taking you on a tour to Japan when the season over. We're going to Germany. You know, you're going to have a chance to play in a better league than what you're playing in. Devin should have been playing in a better league.
Yeah.
Devin deserved to be playing
Yeah.
in Japan right now. 2 years ago, he should have been in Japan. But he been having to go to Vietnam and Mexico and, you know, some of these other places because he's still trying to prove himself. And he's 27 years old.
Yeah.
29.
You know?
29.
Oh, is he?
29.
29 years? Well, wasting his prime away.
And see, because I still earned some pretty good money after my 29th birthday. So he got to about 32, 33, and then
Now, like you said, though, right? It should have been 25, 26,
Facts.
27, 28.
He was good enough for it,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah, right.
And this is something that we can change with what you just did with this team. You can change that now because this shit is political, man. We all know this. You know, like guys like Nas got a big following. He's a big influencer. And I got to bring up another guy, Tim Carter. I love Tim Carter. I told Tim this a couple years ago too. While you got this momentum, you should be trying to go lock in a job where you can come home with $100,000 for sure because you got that type of talent.
Right.
Don't let 24, 36 months pass by and now you older and there's too many young guys that they can put in your place. You know what I mean? So the point I was trying to make, Coach, is we got a better opportunity for guys like Devin than what they've been having overseas so far.
Yeah.
This opportunity is way better. So it's going to be in their best interest
And the
to
exposure
be
you'll get
patient
to.
with us.
Yeah.
Because the way we're going to run this organization, they ain't going to have this experience nowhere else. You know what I mean? Like, overseas ain't for everybody.
That's
It's,
right.
it's really fucked up, to be honest with you, bro. I remember being in those situations, bro. Like, you know, not getting paid for 2 months, spending my own money to get home, spending my own money to eat. You know what I'm saying? I've been in those situations.
They all
and
can relate to that, I bet you.
I guarantee you. Only time you get a great experience overseas is when you with real good organizations. And you better be in a good league for that to happen.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Most of our guys that's local, they not in good leagues. Just be honest. So they probably with some organizations that's not being well ran like we about to run our organization. So to my point, coach, to my point, this is a better opportunity for all of our local guys. So they might want to be patient with us because we know which local guys is just locked in with us. And Devin is one of them. You know what I mean? So it'll be in Devin's best interest to leave another opportunity. If he had to leave and go to a job while he waiting on us, when it's time for us to call you, get your ass back home. You know what I'm saying? Because it's time to go, and this is a better opportunity for you. You know what I mean? So, you know, again, our salaries ain't going to be through the roof, but I think the way we're going to be able to show the value in being a part of our organization is everything we're going to do for you outside of that salary. You know what I mean? The organization going to be ran how it's supposed to be ran, and we care about you, so it's going to be bigger than the TBL season. We're going to try to place you after the season as well. So I think as long as we can show our guys that, we ain't going to have no problem getting commitments from players. What's the name of the kid who you said asked for $10,000 a month?
Chris Perry.
Yeah, so Chris Perry. So he's a big. Biggs is a little different. That's why we got to go get some sponsorship money. Because with Biggs, that's why I played until I was 33, 34 years old, because my phone kept ringing.
Or to get bigs.
It's hard to get bigs, and you're gonna always be able to make between $7,000 and $10,000 a month. If you a quality big, you're gonna be able to make between $7,000 and $10,000 a month abroad. You know what I mean? So since we can't pay that, we're gonna have to show them in other ways why it's gonna be worth it to stay with us. Like, if you a young big like him, he's not that old. He's under 30, right?
26?
Yeah, he's probably under 30, yeah. He's probably around, he's probably 26, 27.
Yeah, 27.
But bro, he still can make his way into the G League. I could show you all type of testimonials of guys who averaged 1 point in the G League and found their way on a two-way deal and end up on the NBA roster.
Big bodies.
You know what I mean? Big bodies. As long as you got a motor, as long as you're doing the bare minimum of running the flow, catching around the rim, finishing above the rim, a defensive presence. Bigs ain't got to do as much as guards. That's just what it is. You only got to do about 3 things good, and you're going to keep a job. So we got to be able to budget taking care of 4 quality bigs. We got to be able to budget that. And that's why we got to go out and go get these sponsorships. We got to do it. If we trying to win a chip this first year, because with our local guards, we got some of the best in the league. Yeah. We got to go get 4 quality bigs, and we got to be able to pay them decent enough so they stay with us the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then have some reserves as well. And then we can have some tweeners too. You know, what's the name of the kid that played on y'all team? He about 6'5". He can jump a little bit.
Shaqif, 5.
He's local, right?
Yeah.
That's a good you know, that's a good kid to bring in and have come off the bench, and then we just develop him. And then maybe in a year, he'd be one of our top guys. You know what I mean? But I think we definitely need to throw in a couple guys like him, but we got to have about 4 studs.
Dogs.
And 2 minimum. I think we can still win a chip with just 2. I do.
They're good enough.
Because of the guards are going to be good
guard
enough.
players.
We got, with the Nas, the Dracos, the 5s. Who else
wing play, Nick, solid.
Knicks. Yeah, with these guys here, these are top tier guys here, I think. When it comes to the TBL competition, and I seen the TBL, I've been to a couple of Basil's games. And the Titans, the last year they played, they were a playoff team.
Yeah, how many games they won? It was
500. I think it was 16, isn't it?
I don't know. I know they were a playoff team. I know they went to the playoffs.
500 though?
Yeah.
Nah, I think they won.
Yeah,
I think they won a lot of the games.
We can ask Ken. We can ask Ken.
Yeah.
Ken was on that team.
Yeah.
Ken was a major contributor on that team.
Yeah.
What's Ken's last name?
Lewis.
Ken
Lewis.
I like Ken.
I like Ken. Ken's a high.
I like Ken.
He's a high guy.
Yeah, he played winning basketball.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he
played winning
does.
basketball.
Yeah, he does.
Cause we more so looking for that. That
Glue
flash
guy.
shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but that's not gonna win games.
When I'll talk to, and we'll talk about personnel when the time is right. But I'm gonna just throw some names out there, and everybody got their different opinion on these different guys. But if they buy into what we trying to do, they can contribute to us winning games. Nas, we all agree with that, right?
Yeah, Nas definitely.
Nas got to buy into what we trying to do. He got to buy into what you're trying to coach, the way you're trying to coach. You know what I mean?
Well, the way you got trying to coach is simple. It's defense first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know he's known for offense,
Right.
right? But he gonna have to play some
And
defense.
not being on no selfish shit either. We know who's gonna be the man. And you might be the man, Nas, but you might not. That's why them tries gonna be key.
Yeah.
Because Nas might get outplayed by somebody. You never know. Could happen. And then we still keeping you, but that should humble you to say,
little bit, yeah.
you know, maybe my role this game ain't scoring. Maybe my role is playing is locking up the best player.
And we saw the 1-on-1, the Nesquik stuff. He can play 1-on-1 defense if he wants to.
he can play defense.
Yeah.
Those clips were.
I mean, he's a division.
I mean, we saw it in the
he's
He's
a D1
cold,
athlete.
bro.
He's a D1 athlete.
Yeah, he
Nas
can
is
play.
cold.
We went and watched
He
him
can
the
play.
other day. We went and watched him. We went and watched him work out.
right,
He works out hard.
Yeah.
He don't half step.
I like him,
He was
man.
doing them
Anything
drills
on
as
me.
if they were full, you know,
Yeah.
full. You know what I'm saying?
Full
Like,
go. We're gonna
yeah,
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want to run by you now because I've been in touch with Bryce, like since he left. Like he said like, yo, if my season is over early enough and we can still sign him for playoffs and all that, he's all for it.
That's a
I don't
great
know,
addition.
like late season signings, right? Someone like Bryce coming back from overseas or whoever wants to play, we got to make sure we have a spot for
I
them
talked
too.
to Evan too, Ravenel, and think about this. Evan Ravenel is a 13-year pro.
Yep.
Evan
Those things,
Ravenel, the thing about it, what's in it for him is he's a Tampa native. He's a Tampa guy. He'll be proud to put this jersey on and bring what he does to the table because he's
In
on
front
the
of
back end of his
crazy,
career.
man.
In front of his
In front of
Yeah.
his community. And he's on the back end of his career.
Yeah.
That's why.
He can still go though.
That's why these sponsorships.
Bro, he's still killing.
Right,
I'm about to say, I
listen,
seen
that's
him
why these
recently.
sponsorships got to be. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Because if we can get the sponsorship support we need,
We're going to be able to cover some of that.
we can do that. We can do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Where's he playing now, Evan?
Japan. This is ninth year in Japan. And he's still averaging
Solid
like
league,
20
man.
and 10, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, Evan is, if we get Evan on this team, bro, I mean, and honestly, we won't have him for the full year this first year.
Yep.
But like you said, late signings.
Yep.
And we got to leave spots for late signings for the playoffs.
Yep.
For guys to come back.
Well, I think with guys like with the late signers, I think we got to do what we're doing now. Talk about it.
Yeah.
And just kind of already have it in the back
place already,
on the back
right,
burner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like just
Surprise.
a last minute surprise.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that
we
Bryce
just
is
got
Evans.
called up. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that'll always happen. We'll always have
Yeah.
guys that are going to reach out this whole time. We're going to have guys. You know?
Yeah. But man, the potential is through the roof. I think what's tied in with what you just did with purchasing this team, this is a great time to live in Tampa. It's a great time for our city. If we put out the right culture and the right standard with this, man, we're going to get a lot of support. There's some people in this city that I think would start supporting us from a monetary standpoint if we put the right product out there. And not even just that, just starting with us. When we go in some of these rooms and we shaking hands and we kissing babies, we need to do a mixer. We need to do a mixer soon where we got a bunch of people that potentially want to support this thing, from the mayor sending her as an invite, whether she come or not, that's on her. The sports commission, the sports authority, the city of Tampa tourism division, entities like that, like local business owners, you know what I mean? And we send out invites, we rent out a space, we come with our polos on, we shake hands, we talk about our community outreach, we talk about our purpose, and we're gonna get a lot of support that way. You know what I mean? But those are the type of things that we gotta get on ASAP. And you done all the, you done some of the early stuff with just making us look right by doing what you did with Basil. I think that was a smart move. Instead of coming up with a whole nother name and having to do a whole nother logo, doing what you did with Basil, that was huge.
You already know about it, yeah.
Because when I told a couple people that I'm finna take on my role, they already done went to the website and they went to the social media, and then they called me with questions like, so is this new or has it been around? And I said, yes and yes. It is new, but it has been around. Yeah. So I think we gonna benefit from that. But from an aesthetic standpoint, website, sponsorship decks, business cards, and then apparel like this. All of this type of shit. And then all of us know how to talk to people too. All of this stuff, I like our chances of going out and going to get the support early. So if we don't do that tryout in December, we need to do a mixer in December, bro. Where we inviting some people. I get some people from HOA to pull up, and then I know some people to reach out to as well, who we can get all in one room and we can talk to them about what we're trying to do. And maybe it's just a 2-hour thing. You know, I got a couple food sponsors that I think would sponsor something like that for us, like Maggiano's. They got the big meals, you know. So maybe Maggiano's sponsor some food for us to feed 100 people. And the 100 people that we get in that room is people that can write a check. And we talk to them about what we're trying to do and our purpose. And from that, we might get 10 sponsorships from that. And we need to do another one before the season. And maybe another one. And then maybe we need to do one during the season. You know what I mean? But those are the type of things that I think we got to think outside the box. And we got to do that shit all year. Like even after the season over. This is how you're going to make this a good investment, bro. Because we got a lot of things to reference and say, why did this team fail and why did this team fail? So my cousin Mario owned the golf Lions. Basil owned the Titans, right? My cousin Mario is a good businessman. Basil is a good businessman. And his family, financially, they good. Both of them failed. Now, COVID is a contributing factor to that, you know, because it was during COVID when they was trying to do it. But there was other things as well. I don't think they did as much in marketing like I'm talking about now. These are the things that you got to do. It's not gonna last if we continue to spend our time and money on this. We got to get the city to get behind this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's how we gonna last for 10 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.